eclectic young talents that shined during 1998. 23-year-old Sandy Dalal was awarded both the Perry Ellis Award for New Talent and was voted one of People magazine's most beautiful people. Buffalo's 66 director Vincent Gallo developed a passion for Anna Sui. Meet the hottest runway star of the year, Brazilian beauty Gisele. And go on the CoverGirl set to meet that year's latest find, model Lana.
It's like, I feel like I'm 14. I'm just having, a blast, and like all this stuff's going on, and I'm having, getting to do what I want, and, hopefully it'll work, and then if it does start working, then you mature a little bit to 15, 16, 22, 25, whatever, and then you see how it goes.
At just 23, Sandy Dalal was the youngest designer ever to receive the Perry Ellis Award for New Talent. He was also voted one of People magazine's 50 most beautiful people. And throughout it all, he kept his cool.
There's a little bit of pressure as you have accolades, and then you have to live up to certain things and this and that, and, you read in the paper, it's like, your show is like the most anticipated, thus it's going to be the most criticized or something, like stuff like that always gets you a little on, wit's end, but, I mean, what can you, you can't get too over, like, crazy about it. It's not like it's your last chance to take the SAT and then you're not going to get into school and you're like, oh my God, you're dying.
After his SATs, worries soon became a thing of the past. Sandy took the New York City apartment where he grew up and turned it into his design studio.
Welcome to my showroom. Come house, come everything else. This is where I grew up. This was my living room. Slightly transformed a little bit. Boom, here we are in my showroom and my house and everything else now. And I can take you around if you want to see inside. Here we work on all our patterns and, for our samples. This is my bedroom. There used to be a big blue and white bunk bed over here. My brother used to sleep on top, I used to sleep on the bottom. So, welcome to my room. This is my room and my company's closet. In the evening, it transforms into actually a pleasant room to sleep in. It's actually really nice in here. A few mementos here and there. It's me, my brother, from back when all these things used to be really popular. One of these like ultra too short shorts is what I'm wearing. That's the only thing I remember. They were damn tight. I don't mind like sacrificing my room, my home, but it's whatever. I live my work right now, so it's okay. This is the new collection.
Sandy showed us a first look at what he had in store for us that season.
These are cool, like sheer wool group. It's really soft sheer wool. These are really fun. One of my favorite fabrics too, ultra suede. I'm a big fanatic of like making things. There's something about manufacturing something that's really fulfilling, and that's kind of what where I get pleasure out of designing clothes. I don't think just sitting down and conceiving them is not, is not the fun part for me. And this is an absolute hilarious shirt. It's a cotton tulip print shirt, but it's all cutouts of the tulips. And this is a nice little group of stuff. Silk, polyester. It's like a watercolor faded out thing. And I don't know, the reason I like these is because it's just like, the floral is not very manly, but part of this faded out thing is very manly. Like, guys never like completely like open with everything about themselves until you really get down into them. This is the last section of the collection room. It's just like all the hand-tailored clothing. Well, mohair just has this like amazing feel to it. I just completely fall in love with it. This is like the stripe group that came out. People won't remember anything, just remember like 22-year-olds having a good time, and it's like, it's all, you know, what more can you ever ask for? I guess that's about it.
The hat designing couple at Casa de Rodriguez put a lot of love and sweat in their creations.
Every time I run that course, I work up a sweat. Our design philosophy is really our love for each other and our love for what we do, you know?
I always loved wearing hats. Even when I was in the 8th grade, 7th grade, I'd run off to the Salvation Army and buy old ladies' hats, and I'd wear them. I'd freak out my teachers. They were like, what is this teenager doing with these old lady hats? We draw a lot of our inspiration from old movies, people on the street, young kids, old people, everyone.
Our taste is a lot more classic, and we like to fine-tune our style in terms of, you know, putting more of a detail into a hat or an accessory. So we started to create more of what you see here today.
Today it's all high-tech.
Babe, could you hand me a pair of scissors? Here we go around the merry-go-round, bush to merry-go-bush. We just like take a lot of different like crowns and brims, and we just juxtapose them together differently, and then it creates a whole new shape.
Today it's all high-tech.
Thread change. Everything that we create is from a cut and sewn flat pattern, you know, and then Jody at the end blocks it out by pressing it and creating the actual shape from that stylized pattern.
We use rubberized burlap. We use burlap. We use faux furs, rubberized vinyls like a rubber snakeskin, wood grain vinyls.
We started here with opening this showroom into a retail store and saying, hey, you know, let's measure that head, come back in an hour, and let us prove to you that we can make this hat. And our customers are so amazed because the hat fits perfectly, and they're walking out of here happy, happy, joy, joy, you know, they're so excited. So, and, you know, we hooked them. Now they're, you know, they've got a hat fetish.
This is like, come in, chill out, see the clothes, and if you're interested, you're interested.
He may be a showman in London, but Antonio Berardi gave Milan a spin in 1998 when he debuted his collection for Soul. Leaving the runway behind, he chose an intimate tea party as the backdrop for his presentation.
I think with the whole fashion circuit, you don't want to be, you know, like waiting for a show to start. You don't want to be in that environment where it's all taken so seriously. It's like clothes should just be seen in the kind of environment where, yes, you do sip tea and have a cigarette and have a break. Well, this collection is basically about a younger person. It's about an ordinary wardrobe. It's not really about major pieces. Fabrics are quite traditional, actually. But, you know, we've done things like poplins, but maybe stretch, or lurexes, which are stretch. There's kind of like quite fine cashmeres. There's wool. There's stretch pinstripe. There's stretch cording. So it's kind of like anything which is a bit boring, we've kind of slightly updated. There are some jackets which are really sweet. They have tiny, tiny button fastenings, and then you have like bits which are left open and then maybe buttons again. And the whole thing looks very, very clean, but like the tiny button thing is a very me thing. They're kind of like nipped in waists and quite sharp silhouettes, but kind of made slightly easier. Basically, this is almost like me showing people that, yes, I can design you a great pair of slacks and I can design you a great shirt. It's also for people to see that I'm not just kind of like a one-faceted person, you know.
Vincent Gallo is a man with many faces. He has been a model, a photographer, an actor, and in 1998, with the release of his first feature film, a filmmaker. In between, he became a huge fan of designer Anna Sui.
Hello, I'm Vincent Gallo, and we're here at my friend Anna Sui's store. By the way, it's Sui, not Sui. What I like about Anna is that she has an interest in fashion in a way that's not silly and superficial and trendy. She has an interest in fashion in the way that it relates to aesthetic and sensibility and evolution and point of view. So certainly talking to her about clothing or style has been influential to me. Anybody who doesn't get that is a miserable person. Let me see what I like here. Well, I kind of like everything she does. So to subdivide is painful. I like this stuff. This is good. This is good. See? Real girly. She gave me one of these. She made one of these for me, and it looks really good on me. Look at these. Remind you of anything? Maybe in a mainstream way, fashion is superficial, but outside of that, there is a way to develop a sensibility and a point of view and an aesthetic in the way that you dress yourself and in the way you style yourself. And, you know, to me, there's a lot of subtext to that and a lot of point of view. So I've always been interested in that language, in the language of fashion. Look like you like me. That's all I want. Just look like you like me. That's it. Can you do that?
You're so weird.
Buffalo 66 is about a guy, Billy Brown, who doesn't know anything about love until he kidnaps a young girl, Layla, that she could, you know, pretend to be his wife and talk to his parents about how great of a person and how great of a husband he is. And it's ineffective to the parents, but he develops a relationship with this girl. The character is filled with a lot of rage and resentment, and it creates a kind of chaos in his emotional life all the time. Would you like to know why I can't drive this kind of car? I'll tell you why. I'm used to luxury cars. Have you ever heard of a luxury car? You know what luxury means? Have you ever heard of Cadillac? Cadillac Eldorado? That's what I drive. I drive cars that shift themselves. My cars shift themselves. They're luxury cars. They shift themselves. How did I get into acting? I came to New York. I wanted to be a movie star, not an actor. I never wanted to be an actor. That's creepy. That's too much work, you know. I wanted to be a movie star, and I thought it would happen very quickly. I needed to have social status. I needed to have approval. I needed to have celebrity and validation. To tell you the truth, the only way that I could bear making Buffalo 66 was to be able to produce, direct, write, star in, do the music, you know, control the clothing, the production design, the cinematography, the film stock, you know, the poster, the trailer. I'm a person who's obsessed, methodically obsessed with aesthetic and sensibility, and who's has the momentum and the drive to try to control that as much as possible. So I'm a hustler, you know.
Smiling. The name of the collection is Osmosis, and I like that as an artistic idea because as I'm always trying to incorporate ideas in my clothes, artistic ideas or ideas of society or culture, I like the way that it can enter the society more by osmosis than headlines, you know, like that is one of the challenges, you know, how do you get the message out? The makeup I had to sort of correspond with osmosis, and at the same time I was like searching for something that was new, and I arrived at that simple solution, the kind of Jackson Pollock, you know, the expressionist painter, and I love that together with the sort of starkness of the clothes. It gives that little, you know, free spirit, that chance operation spirit. I'm working a lot with the cuts, and basically the collection is in grey and black, and with the materials that I have developed, I made some kind of rubber prints that are very interesting. And because I am working in these two directions, I decided that because the clothes are not interactive, I'm just showing them in the courtyard like it should be on the street. And I'm searching for that reality. I'm showing in silence, there is no effects, it's just daylight. I'm interested in a woman who is super creative and who understands her creative potential, her creative power, and that's where I'm going.
My name is Gisele. I'm from Brazil. It's a small city in the south of Brazil in the countryside, and I'm 17. The guys from Elite in Brazil, they found me there in the shopping center with all these girls, and they took me and they said, okay, so now you're gonna be a model. And then he put me on the contest, Elite contest, and then I did it, and then I take second place, and then and I didn't want to do it in that time. Then I went back to school. I didn't care. And just like in 1 year ago, I just say, okay, let me try. Yeah, I'm in high school. Yeah, I'm doing school by books now. Like I'm doing my correspondence. Yeah, I still study, but just different way. The best part, is my favorite thing to do is always shows, because I think it's so much fun, it's so much energy, it's always different. Like you see this show, it's like unbelievable. Milan I think is the place where I do more shows. They have the best shows. They have like Miss Sunny, Dolce & Gabbana, whatever, John Bartlett and Gucci and Versace, and have all these good shows, and it's great. It gets you very tired. You see like running around. Yeah, I didn't sleep for days, But it's great, I love it.
Off the runway, Gisele kept busy by working with some of the industry's most acclaimed photographers. One of her favorites is fellow South American Mario Testino.
I love to shoot with Mario. I love him so much. He's so nice to me, and I allure with him, French show with him, and I like Patrick Machelier too.
Despite being in the spotlight of the modeling world, Gisele remained a girl who's very close to her home and to her sisters.
They're my fans, and it's so nice. And they call me, they send me faxes, they write me letters. I have 5 sisters. Yeah, so I don't need nothing anymore. I have 5 best friends, It's great. After modeling, well, I don't know really yet, but I want to do I always dreamed to be a volleyball player, but now I can because I don't play anymore, So now I'm going to psychology, but I'm at 28. I'm going to go back to Brazil and live there and work there and stay there.
I had this joke, I'm saying that I owed all my friends dinner, so I thought I killed 2 birds with 1 stone, and that's why the table's out there like that. It's like a dinner party out of control, so the girls are walking on the table.
It's just swept to the side, and the textures of it are all a bit fuzzy, so that it's not like the old-fashioned parties that are hard and going this way and that way. It's basically the same thing, but playing with it in a way that's fuzzy, so it's all soft.
I'm sort of using a white shimmer eyeshadow, but kind of transparent, and just washing it. And then I'm using a sort of raspberry red lipstick. It's sort of sophisticated, but because of the cheek, it's not too serious.
For day, it's a little bit cleaner, more practical. Coats are really important. I have this king size down comforter coat, then it has duvet covers throughout the show, so you can change it. I experimented a lot with futuristic fabrics, but then making them sort of handmade. I have this one fabric that I'm calling Teflon, which is something that we made. And lots of quilting, cashmere sweaters, and little nice, luxurious things like that. And then at night, it's all beaded, little sexy, fragile, little short dresses. It kind of is for daytime, kind of urban, winter white, grays, hunter green, but then peppered with lots of color in between, little hits of color. And then at night, they're more girly, kind of lilacs and little pretty colors like this.
I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. You know, it was just fun and beautiful. I love the red dress and the red coat. That was so gorgeous. I loved it all. It's beautiful.
I like these little evening ones. They were like, oh my God, they were so much work. That's why I guess I'm like, oh, those are my favorites, so that everybody notices all the hard work.
Having a cosmetics contract is like an actress getting an Academy Award or a singer getting a Grammy. So getting a CoverGirl contract is like, wow. It's one of the leading selling brands, and it's really nice because it keeps you young forever.
I've been working with CoverGirl about 7 years now, and the most rewarding is, first of all, it doesn't seem like work. Everybody we work with is really nice and, you know, very, very talented, and we're all pretty much a really big family.
I just think that being a CoverGirl model, you have to uphold a certain public image and when you're seen publicly, which is pretty natural for the women that they hire because they're pretty clean-cut girls.
Newcomer Lonneke, known best for her Guess campaign, became the newest addition to the prestigious CoverGirl family.
I think it's just great to work with CoverGirl because it's a very big name. I got a contract, it was a big surprise. I wasn't thinking that I could get it now. I thought I would get it later, or maybe not, you know.
Part of being a CoverGirl is your first year contract. You have to wear that everywhere.
My experience of today is like that a big family like Nikki and Tyra, they're very nice to me. Sometimes I like to work with somebody else, then I'm alone and we can do certain things together, but sometimes I like it to be by myself. It just depends. I like working with Tyra and Nikki.
Yeah. It's fun working with other people because they don't like when you make a fool of yourself. You don't like just go and it's just like, girl, did you see that? Yeah. You know, it's fun to play off with each other and each other's energy.
Lonneka's a beautiful girl, really great, very, very sweet, very professional. My advice to her is to have a good time, take it seriously. It's a job, you know, do what you got to do and then go home and go back to school.
What I would like the most. It's cute. That's cute. That's cute. Okay, could you imagine the right pair of legs and the right butt in that? Come on. Let's see. Let's imagine that. Let's look from the back. See? See that? That's good. That's good.